Hey guys, this is Comic Uno, and today I'm doing a review for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Season 1, Episode 7. I'm sorry guys, I did not review last week's episode. We had a live show meeting for DarkAvengerINC, so I wasn't able to do it last week. But this week I am doing a review for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and every week I'll be doing a review for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and let's get talking about this episode. So in this episode, it's called The Hub, and we get to see exactly what it means to be like a level 8, a level 7, and that some things are restricted for a reason. So Ward and Fitz, they go on some sort of adventure on their own that they only could do. That's not so much explained in this episode. But we do get to see some story arcs evolve here. Like Skye's parents, we kind of find out that it's related to S.H.I.E.L.D. somehow. And that there's a dead body relating to it also. And May, Agent May, is going to try to find out more about that, and Coulson. So I'm sure that story arc is going to progress a little. And Coulson, in the end, actually calls S.H.I.E.L.D. to say, I want to find out about my death, if there's a body in Tahiti or whatever. And it's like, oh, I'm sorry, that's classified. So now Agent Coulson is getting a little poking into his death, which we all know he's poking into throughout the season, and I'm sure by the end of the season we'll find out exactly what happened to him during Avengers and during his death. So I really like the ending for this. I like the character development for some people. I think, I didn't review the last episode, but I like the scientists are getting a little bit more at least a little bit more developed. Like Simmons probably was one of my favorites in this episode with her act with the bald guy and her trying to get information with Skye. I thought that was really fun. So that was definitely my favorite moment of the episode. So I like the scientists. They're starting not to get so annoying, and they're starting to, especially with this episode because they were separate, they're trying to separate both of them to become different characters, which I really enjoyed in this episode. Ward was very two-dimensional in this episode. May, I still want to be more developed. She's like kick-ass, but we don't know why she's kick-ass. But of course, Skye and Agent Coulson, I think, are the best in this series, and they keep getting developed, which is a good thing. So overall, the story arcs are being very well developed, but the story in general for this episode just wasn't existent. I had no idea why Ward and Fitz went somewhere. We don't know exactly what they were retrieving, and I thought that was especially the beginning of this episode, I was very bored throughout the episode. I just went on my computer a lot, and I was just very bored. But then once the character stuff came to a head a little bit towards the end of the episode, got better. But this is definitely one of the boring episodes. Again, the character moments were good here. But honestly, there was no big story besides oh, this is what level 8 means, this is what level 7 means, but that could have been intertwined with another story, and I was very disappointed that they didn't have a big story. Maybe they could have had the Thor story this week and intertwine it with these character development stuff. I think that would have been smarter than really having no story for this and developing some character stuff. So I was a little disappointed on that front, and I'm still, I still have that boredom with this series, where most of the time I do feel bored with it, and then there's those character moments where you laugh a little, and you're like, oh, I'm a little interested, but you don't give us enough, and I feel like that's with Skye and Coulson. They just didn't give enough in this episode, for me to be interested, and I think, they don't have to give it away, obviously. I think it's a little bit too early to give stuff away. But that's how a story arc goes. You develop it a little, but not really copy the same thing. Because with Agent Coulson, we already knew he had something wrong with him with the Avengers and keeps referencing it. So we kind of know that. So that didn't technically progress. Skye, we kind of insinuated had to do with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and the whole S.H.I.E.L.D. organization. So a lot of things we insinuated, they kind of made that a fact in this episode, but was that good enough? I want something to be like, whoa, okay, can't wait for the next episode. Whoa, can't wait for the story arc to evolve. So that was a little disappointing. One reference that I thought was a little bit too obvious was, oh, Coulson, you're acting like a robot. Because theories are, is Coulson a robot? Is he a clone? Does it have to do with magic? All our guesses usually are that has to do with magic. So, I'm sorry, it had to do with a clone. And the robot thing might be just throwing us all off. But, yeah, so I thought the episode in general was a little bit on the boring side, but I'm glad that the characters are being developed a little. So, hope you guys enjoyed. This is Comic Uno, and guys, don't forget to follow me on Twitter for Comic Uno and the rant situations. And guys, don't forget to like my Facebook page, and tell me your thoughts about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in the comments below. See you guys later. Bye.